it yes?
Yeah, we're live.
Okay, we're live. Hi everybody, good afternoon. It is April Schultz from the Madison County Public Library and
Steve Parsley.
also from the Madison County Public Library. It is Tuesday, week 3 of our closure? Yeah, we're in week 3. They're starting to run together. Brandon is not here because it's Tuesday. He is off doing other virtual programming. Yes.
That's
I'm
exactly
tired today. I am so tired.
I am too. I don't know. I didn't sleep well last night.
It was I thought I slept fine, but I guess I didn't. But you know, being tired today, I guess, was a good reminder that life goes on. So I'm trying to see the bright side here. It's a reminder that life goes on and not everything is coronavirus or COVID-19 or whatever you're gonna call it.
Yeah.
It's not. I think those are the only 2 acceptable answers to that. Yes. But it's not all that. It's not all focusing on that. It's, you know, life does go on. And some mornings you wake up and you're like, I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
I don't want to do it. I want to stay right here in bed, and that's it. Done. So I guess it's a reminder that being essential is a privilege. Being essential is not a... I'm going to start that sentence over. What I mean is being able to stay at home is a privilege. And not be having to go out that's what I mean.
Yeah.
I'm going to stop. Like I said, I'm tired. There we go.
Take 2.
Take 2. Hi, good morning, everybody. Afternoon. Oh my God, take 3.
Okay. And begin.
Hi. I don't even have anything for that. That was saliva, not anything bad. All right, so take 3. Hi, everybody. I'm April Schultz from the Madison County Public Library.
I'm Steve Parsley, also from the library.
And I'm not tired today, not at all. We're just gonna skip all of that. Okay, got some announcements. Mostly they're just reiterations of what we've already said up to this point. Remember that all across the county our book drops are closed, which means it may take longer to get your holds. Just because we're not recirculating those, we felt that it was safer for our customers as well as our staff for you to just keep your returns at home, just keep your materials there, and then we'll bring them back later. And we will announce that at a later date when they are coming back. You can still get seeds. Send an email to rmaslin@madisonlibrary.org, and that you can get your seed. Tell what you want, and then we will figure out the best way to get you your seeds. If you're picking up holds, we can maybe put them in the locker with your other holds. Tape it to the door. We'll drop it, via drone. We'll figure something out. Our lockers, like I just mentioned, our lockers are live. Sorry, I just pictured like a mimic from video games. Our lockers are live. Ah! Okay.
And I was picturing a t-shirt cannon shooting out seeds across the parking lot so that we don't have to get too close.
I
think that would be fun.
That would be fun. I volunteer.
Go deeper, go deeper.
I volunteer as tribute to fire the t-shirt cannon. That sounds like fun. When I was in high school, some friends of mine made a potato gun, and it was so dangerous. So dangerous. It was so much fun though. I remember, I'm a mother of teenagers at this point, and I remember, most of you as parents or guardians of teenagers, you remember what you did, and you just cross your fingers and pray for the best.
We did tennis ball cannons, and I'm not going to explain how, but it was fire and tennis balls and dangerous, but boy was it fun.
There was hairspray involved in ours as well. Hairspray, fire, PVC. We're going to stop there because I'm not going to go explain that process any further. So the locker system is active.
And don't be scared, it's
not a mimic. It's not going to come out and bite you or anything like that. So we've got that going on. The Okay, actually, those are all of the reiterations. Now, also, I want you to know that Kentucky Virtual Library is another online service that we have. It is password protected. By law, we cannot post the password on social media or anything like that. However, if you were to call the library, we can give you the password so you can have access to all of those materials as well from your home. So that's something else. Yesterday, I had a customer message me on Facebook wanting to know about getting a library card for her mother online. And this is a question that hadn't come up in my experience on Facebook throughout all of this. But the answer to that is there is an online application on our website. You can fill that out, and then once you have finished the application, we will contact you to give you the credentials. So you don't have to come by and pick up your library card. We don't have to drop one in the mail for you. We can keep that person-to-person contact limited to a minimum, and just contact you to give you the credentials so you can still access all of our materials. In the meantime, if you don't have a library card, you can still access everything through Overdrive using your phone number. So that's one of my favorite things that has come out of this, is just how everybody has opened everything up and just said, here, we want you to have access to all of this stuff. It's really, really nice.
Yeah.
So, also, today is March 31st. It is the end of March. It feels like March has been 6 years long.
Yeah.
It really does. It really does feel like March has been about 6 years long. That means that tomorrow is April 1st, traditionally known as April Fool's Day. My least favorite day of the year for obvious reasons. But I want to suggest that, and I'm going to make a post about this on our Facebook page as well, and I think Instagram as well. I propose that we all do April favors. And if you want to do favors for April, I'm down. But we do April favors instead of April Fool's pranks, because this is not the time.
Yeah.
This is not the time. So I think we should do something nice, and I think you should share it and encourage other people to do the same thing. That's what I'm thinking. What do you think?
I think it's a great idea. I think it's an excellent idea.
All right, I think so too. So what you got for us today?
Stick and string. I am going to show
Okay.
you. I'm going to show you how to catch fish. If you don't have a hook. Now, I'm assuming you have some fishing twine or something like that. You can always find bits and pieces of it, but if not, you can use some heavy thread. This is not heavy thread.
I was going to say, that just looks like sewing thread.
It is.
Okay.
Snitched it from in there.
Oh, okay.
Because I was completely unprepared. I also snitched this from the kids' librarian's office. This is just a bamboo skewer. You can use a stick. You can use just about anything you find. A little splint of river cane is excellent. But what we're going to make is a gorge. It's not actually a hook. It's a gorge. I find it kind of ironic and funny, but I'm just like that, in that the way this catches a fish is the same way their bones get caught in our throats when we eat them.
Okay.
It ends up sideways.
And you just...
Yeah. So what you do, whether it's a bamboo skewer or a little splinter off of river cane, or just a stick that you find out in the woods, you want a piece about 3/4 of an inch long. Okay, and I'm just gonna snap that off right there. So that's what we end up with, a little piece like that. And we're gonna make both ends just a little sharp. It doesn't have to be real sharp. Doesn't have to be real perfect.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
My whittling skills are not perfect by any means.
You want it to taper a bit, and that'll come clear in just a second as to why.
I like to make curls. with whittling. That's what I do.
Yeah.
I just whittle off. I just shave off pieces of wood, and that's all I do.
Yeah.
I don't create anything other than a mess.
Okay, so now we've got both ends tapered, and we're gonna find the approximate middle, and we're just gonna put a little groove in the middle of it so our string stays put. Again, doesn't have to be perfect. You just want your string to stay right in the middle. I don't know if I said this. Nylon thread, linen thread, both of those things will work great for this. Maybe we'll do a thing at some point where I'll show you how to make natural cordage.
Yeah.
It's pretty fast. Now to make something real long, it'll take you a while, but in general, it goes pretty quick. And for this, if you're stuck out somewhere and you're trying to fish, you don't need 30 feet of line. If you have 2 or 3 feet, tie it to the end of the stick and hang it out there in the water, just where the fish can't really see you.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna start a loop here, just a regular old knot, if I can get my thread to not twist up on me. And we'll get this thing tied on here. No, we won't, because I can't do it. There we go. It's the camera, it's making me nervous.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
That's his story, and he's sticking to it.
That's right. Okay. So now I'm going to tie this to that little notch I made in the center. And tie one more time to keep it from falling off while I'm showing you how to do this. I know this is the terribly exciting part right here.
It is. It is very.
Okay. So there, and you would cut that little tail of thread off. It doesn't need to be there. And now, I'm gonna get my fishing bait, my worm.
Your worm?
My fishing worm. Yeah. Whoa, these are big. These are really big. Hold on, I gotta make it shorter. All right, perfect.
That was a French fry?
It's a French fry. Because again, I was completely unprepared. But I did have lunch. So, you catch a grasshopper or a nice fat worm, anything like that will work.
I wonder if a potato would work though, like a French fry.
Maybe.
I've done crab fishing using like chicken necks. I've done blue crab fishing on vacation last year.
This is more along the lines of catching bluegill, sunfish, something like that. So what you would do is you would take your worm, and I'm gonna move up close to the camera again. See, I've got this, the way this gorge is, it's laying up against the string. So you feed it down like this.
So the string is sticking out
So
the top.
the string is sticking out the top. There's a little bit of the gorge still sticking out of the top of the worm. The fish is going to come up this way. If it's a really big fish, it might come this way, but it's still going to work the same.
Right.
So you dangle that out there in the water. When the fish comes up, it's going to come up this way and it's going to get caught on that little bit of gorge that's still sticking out. And when it drops down, which is what they do, they drop down and go to take off. This thing, I'm just going to get that out of the way now. This turns sideways and gets caught in their mouth. If
if you're paying attention, it won't go too far down. You'll set it, you pull it and it'll stay in their mouth. You don't make it real sharp because it doesn't need to poke through the sides like a hook. It doesn't.
Right.
It doesn't need to pierce their skin.
Just needs to get caught.
It just needs to get wedged in their mouth. And for something little like a bluegill, that's pretty easy.
Yeah.
So you end up like that, and then when you want to get it off, you're holding the fish with one hand, you just slide a finger down there and tilt that thing. Push on one side of it so it goes back straight like that. And you can either keep the fish if it's a good size, or throw it back.
And the fish isn't harmed if you're throwing it back, so it can go get nice and big.
Because you didn't rip it up.
All right.
So there's a gorge.
Why is it called a gorge?
That act of it getting turned sideways, there's some terminology about it getting caught. I haven't looked it up.
Interesting.
I always call it a gorge hook. It's not a hook, but most people know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, if you say a gorge hook rather than just a gorge, they're going to be like, a what?
Yeah.
Like Red River Gorge?
Right.
All right, interesting.
So there it is. Go fishing, catch something. If you go fishing, don't do it at a pay lake and gather around 37 other
Yes,
people.
remember social distancing. We are still social distancing. It is, as the governor says, it is absolutely critical right now that we continue to be vigilant about all of this stuff, which is why we are still closed to the public. But our staff is here. We're still fulfilling holds. It may take you longer to get your holds, like I said earlier, just because people are not returning their materials when we don't want them to. And things that have been returned have not been checked in, so they're still showing up on your account. It's okay. We will take care of that when we are able to start checking those things in, because right now the items are in quarantine just like the rest of us. What are you grateful for today?
Warm weather.
Warm weather?
It's
Yeah.
not today.
Not
but
today.
It was yesterday.
Yeah. I'm grateful for the reminder that life goes on.
Yeah.
I really am. All right. Well, that's all we've got for you today. Remember, we are Brandon and I will be doing some digital story times or preschool programming on Wednesday, tomorrow at 10 a.m. and on Friday at 10 a.m. We will be here setting everything up this afternoon and getting ready. David and Ashley are still going to be planning the story time, but they just really didn't want to be on camera. And since I don't care, and Brandon doesn't either, we will be there, we will do it for them. So they are going to be on Facebook Live, and that way your kids can see them live. They can interact. You can interact with them. Comment, and all of those things. I swear, I'm tired. I'm tripping over my tongue, and I'm just not even making sense. So I'm going to end this and sign off now. All right, bye guys.
Bye.
Love you, mean it.